Hi everyone, today I want to do some experiment about electric field shielding. From Dr. Hubin's class, we learned that a perfectly conducting enclosure that completely surrounds a given volume prevents anything within that volume from electrically coupling to anything outside of that volume. And this type of enclosure is called a Faraday cage. Now as you can see, I have built a simple Faraday cage here. I have a box wrapped with aluminum foil. The cover is also wrapped with aluminum foil. Please pay attention that we do not want too many seams outside. We do not want too many seams outside because it is a good source of leakage that makes our shielding less effective. Then what I did here is to overlap two pieces of aluminum foil when they come together and then tape them tight to make sure they have a very good contact with each other. So now I use the reason I use aluminum foil because it is conductive. The way Faraday cage works is that the free charges on the conductor can redistribute themselves to cancel the fields within or external to the enclosure. Hence, enclosures made of not perfectly conductive materials can still be good Faraday cages as long as the charges on the conductor can redistribute themselves fast enough to cancel the internal fields. Hence, what's inside of the Faraday cage will not be disturbed by the electromagnetic waves coming from outside of the cage. Cell phone signals and radio waves are kinds of electromagnetic fields, waves, and should be blocked by my Faraday cage. So let's see what happens if I put a radio inside here. So let's take this radio and go to some station with good signal. Yeah, so this is music, very good signal, strong signal, and the sound is clear. Let's put it into our Faraday cage and see what happens. As you can hear, as soon as I put it into the Faraday cage, even before I covers it, it gets too much noise, and I can barely hear it. So let's see what happens if I close it. So as you can hear, the radio completely loses its signal. So let's see what happens if I put my cell phone inside. So I have my cell phone here. To prove it's working, I'm gonna call it from my cell phone or from Skype. Skype over there. It should get the signal. See?
Call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
So now let me put this cell phone inside of the box and call it again and close the lid, of course. But this time I need to make sure the lid and the body have a good contact with each other, so I don't have a big seams that allow some signal go in. And let's call it again. My phone is not ringing. That means the cell phone signal is completely blocked by the Faraday cage.
Forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
So now, let's think about how apertures would affect the shielding. Can we have openings on the Faraday cages? The answer is yes, as long as the maximum dimensions of the apertures are much smaller than the wavelengths of the electromagnetic waves we are trying to block. There is a very interesting example in our kitchen. That is your microwave oven. It is designed to be like a Faraday cage that blocks microwave from coming out, which might be harmful to human body. I will find a microwave somewhere and come back.